Welcome back, Mr. SIPguide family. I hope you're all doing good. In yesterday's video, we have discussed about number of categories of mutual funds and what category suits you better depending upon your requirements till that time. Now let's dig deep down and understand how can you choose a right mutual fund in individual category so that it adds better value to your portfolio. Let's start the video. This has been a very big confusion, not just for you but for me too, when I was initially researching about mutual funds and what fund to invest in. Let's take a small example. Just like you select your colleges after your MSET, you shortlist a few colleges, like 2 or 3 colleges. After shortlisting few colleges, you shortlist them based upon few parameters. First thing comes are the placements, fee structures, college life, how long the college has been there, student alumni, how many people have passed out from the college, and last but not least, what kind of teachers are there in the college to teach you better. Same like that, in mutual funds also, there are a lot of categories involved in which you can bifurcate what mutual fund can be better for you. First thing comes performance. Second comes expense ratio. Third comes mutual funds life. Fourth, NAV value. Last but not the least, the fund manager. Let's dig deep in and we'll go one after the other. How can you research about these things and how can you choose the right mutual fund to you? Let's start with the first one, performance of mutual funds. Now, regarding the performance of mutual funds, I have given a link in which you can research about these things better. That's called a valuesearchonline.com. If you go there, there will be a best mutual funds option. If you go into best mutual fund and click on them, when you come down, there is an option on the right side. If you see, there is SIP 10,000 per month return option. And when you click on the arrow, bottom arrow, you'll understand that it filters out from the top returns to least returns. Coming to the second part, that is the expense ratio. Now, what do you mean by expense ratio is basically the percentage of commission charged by a mutual fund for taking your investment and investing in some other places completely. So it's commission that people charge. So how can you research about these expense ratios? Same, we'll go into value research online. Okay, go for the best mutual funds back once again to just see the expense ratio of the best returns possible. We'll take the same example, that is the LIC MF infrastructure DIR. So in this case, if you observe, the expense ratio is 1.45%, which is that's a commission charged by the LIC mutual fund category to give you that kind of a return of 116.66%. That's okay if you ask me, if the returns are actually that high on a long-term basis. And in this case, you can also see this data is for 1 year. You can also see up to 10 years. Now, if you see up to 10 years, now ABSL Nifty 50 equal weight. This category has expense ratio of only 0.4%, but the returns are not mentioned properly. I don't know for what reason. Let's go for the other one. Let's go for, if you see, Bandhan large cap DIR is giving a returns of 17% in 10 years, and the expense ratio is only 0.91%. And yes, there are much better expense ratios also. Like for example, if you can see, there is only 0.12%, there is only 0.40%, there is only 0.46% also expense ratios by different mutual fund offers. So the expense ratio is also very important because this is like a college fee. You're paying for a college, you have to also look at expense ratio. It's very important for the category. Now let's go to the third one. As you have researched up the performance of your mutual fund, next you understood how much fees you have to pay, which is the expense ratio. Now comes is the life of a mutual fund. Now, to understand the life of a mutual fund, let's do the same thing. We'll go back. Let's go to the valueresearch.com back once again. Give me a moment. Yes. Now from here, what we'll do, we will click on funds and we'll see fund compare. Now I guess I have to go deep down. So there are already pre-selected mutual funds over here. Let's compare these funds. Now, once you have shortlisted your funds based upon the performance and the expense ratio, we will compare these funds over here. So as you compare, let's see, I've got Axis, I've got SBI, I've got Mary, I've got DSP, I've got HDFC. So what we'll do one thing, in this case, if you understand the last but not the least, fund age. Every fund you see, Axis is 11 years, 6 months, SBI is 11 years, 6 months. Okay, Marai is 8 years 6 months. DSP is also 11 years 6 months, and even HDFC is 11 years 6 months, which means this is the age of the fund. Since 11 years the same mutual fund has been running and people have been investing into this better. And if you want to see the fifth category, which is the NAV value, which means we were talking about the alumni, right? Alumni, how many people they have already passed out from colleges, that's also an important category. In that case, you can also see the net asset value over here. So in net asset value, it's in crores, which means Axis has also already invested 37,106 crores into this particular mutual fund, which means these are the lot of people who have already invested 37,106 crores into this mutual fund. Same time, you have to also see the NAV value to define the stability of the mutual fund. This is how you understand the categories. So we see the performance, we see the expense ratio, we see the age of the mutual fund, we see the NAV value, net asset value, that how much money has been already invested into the mutual fund. Last but not least, the fund manager. Now, how can you understand the fund manager? It depends upon how many mutual funds have been performing for a longer run basis, that the percentage of the returns have been stable. You have to look into all these categories before you dive into or go and select one mutual fund and invest into that. And I never suggest to invest into one mutual fund. Always select 2 or 4 mutual funds. It's always better, so that you can invest into, you can diversify your portfolio properly and then get proper returns for yourself. I hope you liked this video. I'm looking forward to meet you guys once again. In next video, we'll dig deeper, much better, to understand how to invest better in SIP or through a lump investment. Now, what your lump sum investment is, basically you can not only start with every month investments. If you have a bulk amount in your hand directly, you can also put down the bulk amount into mutual funds and also gain stable, sweet returns. I'm looking forward to seeing you next video. If you like this video, share this video with people who think it's very important. Like the video, comment down below with any questions you have in this particular category right now. If you didn't watch my series before, I'll drop it in the I icon. Go ahead, watch the series and come back to this video once again. Thank you so much. Have a good day.